when you buy online.
Now available, FWA International and FWA The Music Volume 2. New from Citizen Smith, the FWA's house band. INFJ and 123. Order online at 67media.co.uk or write to the address on screen. 67 Media, the sound of the FWA.
FWA.
Good evening, wrestling fans. Welcome to this, the first ever episode of FWA Classics. Happy New Year from the FWA. I'm Michael John Atkins and I'm joined as ever by charming Don Charles.
Well, John. Here we are on FWA Classics. And here's Jonny Storm making his way to a packed Walthamstow Assembly Hall, John.
That's right, we go back to New Frontiers 2003 for the semi-finals of a tournament to crown the first ever XPW European Champion. The winner of this match, of course, would go on to face Jerry Lynn at Crunch the following month. But here we see the Wonder Kid Jonny Storm making his way to the ring to face Juventud Guerrera.
And what credentials Jonny Storm has in this matchup, John. He's wrestled all over the world. He's wrestled in Japan. He's wrestled in England. He's wrestled in America. But let's not forget this man, Juventud Guerrera.
That's right, Juventud Guerrera also has wrestled all over the world, most famously for World Championship Wrestling, the WCW. It's still a very popular name, one of the most highly profile cruiserweights around the world.
Former WCW Cruiserweight champions on more than one occasion, I believe, John. And that's no easy feat, let's face it.
Absolutely not. In WCW, he wrestled some of the top names in the world. This should be a very evenly paced contest. These two guys very evenly matched, similar size, similar build, and even similar wrestling styles. Both very fast, very high flying styles here from the two men.
I believe if we're going to have a power advantage in this match, I believe Juventud Guerrera will own it.
Yep, Juventud Guerrera with a slight weight advantage, but I would imagine that won't have too much bearing in this match. So we see both men very evenly matched.
That was basically, they were just feeling each other out there, John, and what we saw, a double dropkick. Both men knowing each other's movesets so well. They've seen each other on the independent scene across America, across Japan. They know what to expect from each other, John.
Yeah, this feeling out process might last for a while. As I said, they're evenly matched, and they really need to get the measure of each other. Could come down to maybe who makes the first mistake, I think.
Jonny Storm getting the fans going here. Really no need for that, John.
Well, Storm's got the home crowd advantage, if you will. But Juventud Guerrera are very popular with the FWA fans as well. Two real fan favourites in this match.
Laying in quite a nice chop there to Jonny Storm's chest. Storm's knocked in the corner.
So far, a fairly slow-paced matchup. I'm sure that'll change as they get into it.
You got to realise, John, that they will take a while to warm up. This is New Frontiers 2003. Neither man is going to take this match lightly.
Well, that's right. And of course, both men wants to become the first ever XPW European champion. Juventud Guerrera with the leg scissors. Storm wisely rolling to the outside. Guerrera stays on him.
There's no way. Oh!
Over the top rope, flying cross body. Catches Storm. Both men on the outside. What a way to kick off FWA Classics.
That can't be good this early in the match for either man, John. We can see both men down. Luckily, earlier tonight, Pat Roach introduced the 20 count on the outside of the ring, John.
Fans really getting into this contest now. Storm, surprisingly perhaps, the first person back into the ring. But look how much that move took out of him. Guerrera staying on him. Whips him into the corner.
Oh! I thought Storm had reversed it with a head scissors. Juventud.
1, 2. 2 count there from Guerrera. Gonna take a lot to put Storm away. One thing we know about Storm, he can take a lot of punishment.
He can indeed, but the same is true for Juventud Guerrera here, John. Where are we going to see a true advantage from either man? There's no clear advantage in this one.
Well, as I said, it could come down to whoever makes the first mistake.
Certainly. And right now it looks like Jonny Storm's been making that mistake, John.
Well, Storm was unfortunate to get caught with that crossbody over the top rope from Guerrera. Needs to really collect his thoughts, but Guerrera stayed on him.
That's it, baby. Yeah, I knew. See, I knew at one point one man would show the vicious edge and come out on top, and that man was Juventud Guerrera.
Oh, but Storm off the top rope into the cover.
1, 2, no!
2 count from Storm out of nowhere, whips him over again. Storm really changing the complexion of this match in a hurry.
Goes for a wheelbarrow into the DDT and he hits it, John!
Hits it. If he can get the cover, it could be over. No, both men still down.
Needs to roll over and get that on my... Yes!
1, 2,
yes!
Oh, just unable to capitalise on the move.
Juve made it to that ropes. Great ring positioning from the ring general Juventud Guerrera. Realises he was close to those ropes, put his foot on, and the referee had no choice but to break the 3 count.
Well, very fortunate for Guerrera, actually, I think, on that occasion, to be so close to the ropes.
What's this, John?
Guerrera now with the torture rack. Perhaps gonna into the power bomb. The tower hacker bomb there. One of Juventud.
1, 2, yeah, no, John.
That manoeuvre, the tower hacker bomb, the torture rack into a power bomb, has finished many matches for Juventud Guerrera. But so much on the line here, so much at stake. Storm able to kick out.
You notice that Juventud Guerrera's been working the head and neck area of Jonny Storm. He's staying on that, a very smart wrestler. Now, cutting off the oxygen and air supply to Jonny Storm. This can't be good for him, John. He's got to be getting tired in there.
Yeah, that's right, Don Charles. It's a rest hold for Juventud Guerrera, but it's not a rest hold for Jonny Storm.
He's putting all the extra weight on Jonny Storm, and Johnny's having to deal with it.
Storm tries to power out. Juve saw it coming, gets the cover. Just the 2 count, I believe.
Barely even a 2 there, John. Jonny Storm's, he's too fresh still. He's too fresh. As you said, he can take an extraordinary amount of punishment.
Storm up. Oh, nice drop kick. Nice drop kick. Juventud again rolling to the outside. And a kip up from Storm. Storm seems to have found a second wind.
He's got that look in his eye, John. He's got that look.
Off the
What's
top.
this?
What an impressive display of sheer athleticism.
Both men down again, John. You have to question how wise that was for Jonny Storm at this stage in the match. Both men have taken a lot of punishment. Both men have been in there a while now, John. This is for the XPW, or a chance for the XPW European Championship, John. How would you take it so lightly to take such a high-risk move?
It's a good call, Don Charles. It's a good call. You're right. Question the wisdom. But as you said, there's so much at stake that perhaps they're willing to go the extra mile. And Storm does.
Sunset!
Oh! Sunset flip there, but Juve had the momentum behind him, was able to roll through and caught Storm with a vicious kick to the face.
How else could you say it, fans, apart from Jonny Storm got caught?
Both men down, though. The referee making the count, but Juventud's back up.
He's asking the fans if they want to see the Juve driver. That's not a popular decision with the fans here, John. They're solidly behind Jonny Storm. But
Storm with the roll up. 1, 2,
thunder!
Oh, I thought for 1 second there. Oh, super kick there from Juventud Guerrera. Just slowing the pace of the match down.
I mean, Jonny Storm, a true professional. We've seen him around the country, around the world, wrestling many different places, holding many different titles. What he's remembered for mainly here in Britain is his stellar series of matches against none other than Jody Fly's
Juventud Guerrera, the Gorilla Press into
1,
slam. 2,
yes, no!
just a 2 count from Juve Guerrera. the strength advantage there coming into play. Juventud Guerrera, he knows that the two men very similar, very evenly matched. So Juventud has used the one thing in his advantage, his weight advantage and his strength advantage, to slow the match down and to put Jonny Storm on the mat. Storm, however, still in the contest, still very much in the contest. Both men very popular with the crowd here at Walthamstow.
He could be going for it again. No!
My goodness.
Reverse, death, valley, driver, John.
Did you see Storm instinctively goes to the ropes there?
Great ring positioning. You can't take it away from Storm. He's a great professional in there, John. He is. But does he
goes
have
to the
what
top
it takes?
ropes. Storm again, wisely. Just out of sheer instinct, I think, grabbed the ropes and knocked Juventud Guerrera off.
You got to know it's all instinct right at this stage, John. They've been in there too long. They've been taking some vicious moves, especially Jonny Storm.
Storm now goes for a DDT.
No!
What an incredible reversal that was. Storm landed face first on the outside.
John Atkins, how can Storm get back in? I know he's got a 20 count, but this can't be good
Guerrera
for...
caught.
Whoa!
Face first, slammed into the ring apron there. Storm goes for the same thing.
Oh!
And gets caught in exactly the same way.
Both men had the same thing in mind, therefore both men knew how to reverse it, John.
Looks like Storm perhaps hit harder though.
Hoovy's down too, John.
Referee presumably making the count.
Neither man can show a clear advantage at this point, John.
If this match was to go to a double count out, presumably Jerry Lynn would be awarded the XPW European title.
No one wants to see that here tonight. It's New Frontiers.
Oh! Chop there.
Oh, and again, John.
Storm rolling Guerrera into the ring. Whips him into the ropes. Goes for the super rewind Hurricane Rana.
Hits it! 1, 2, no!
Guerrera reverses into a Boston Crab, looks for the submission. Storm.
Too close, too
Storm
close.
in the ropes
Too
there.
close.
Storm in the ropes. And a clean break. That super rewind has been the death knell for many of Storm's opponents. Guerrera clearly had it scouted, knew what was at stake and reversed very quickly into the Boston Crab. Storm too close to the ropes.
You've got to know Rob Black's at home watching this match wondering, is it going to be Hoovy? Is it going to be Jonny? Am I going to get the XPW European Championship back in the US soil at any point?
Oh, Storm again looks for the super rewind.
Rewind!
No, caught this time.
Was it? Whoa! Hoovy driver! It's all over for Jonny Storm. Hoovy needs to make that cover, John.
Hoovy driver, one of Juventud Guerrera's signature finishing moves. If he can get the cover, it goes through to the finals. Fans chanting Johnny's dead, he might well be. Guerrera goes
Makes
for the
that cover. 1, 2, and 3. No!
Somehow, Storm found the inner resolve to kick out of that matchup, kick out of that cover.
John, I know you're flustered. I'm feeling the same way. How can these two do any more in there to each other? How can one man come out with a clear advantage on top of the other?
I don't know, Don Charles, but this match, there can't be too much longer to go. Juventud Guerrera gets caught on the ropes. Jonny Storm going for a superplex. Again, if he gets it, could be the end. Oh, Guerrera pushes him off. Storm goes for her. Catches him. Hurricane Rana. Storm with the cover.
1, 2, no!
Guerrera with a kick out. 2, another 2 count there. Both guys exchanging 2 counts. Storm ducks. Goes for the wheelbarrow into a tornado DDT. Gets caught into the Hoover driver. Storm with the 1, 2, 3.
John, Juventud lost. John.
Storm with the cover. Storm goes through to the finals of the XPW European title tournament. Big win there for Jonny Storm. And what a finish. Welcome back to FWA Classics. We go back in time now to Crunch 2002, the Broxbourne Civic Hall, for an FWA British Heavyweight Championship title defence. The anarchist Doug Williams putting his belt on the line against the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, who has been hired by the old school to wrest the belt away from the anarchist.
And here he is, John Atkins, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. Travelled all over the world, wrestled in WWF, WCW, in Japan, in America for Ring of Honor, for TNA. This man, John Atkins, is a true professional.
That's right, he's certainly got some impressive credentials behind him, but the anarchist Doug Williams didn't get to be champion by accident. He got to be champion by being the best wrestler in the country, so don't sell him short.
I believe he did get to become a champion by accident, and Chris Daniels will rectify that mistake tonight here, John Atkins.
What a preposterous thing to say. I'm not even going to dignify it with a response.
Doug Williams won that belt in a tournament in early 2001 at FWA's High Potential. I personally believe he cheated all the way through that tournament to win it, John. He did.
Williams rolls through. Daniels still holding on to the wrist lock. Williams is a great pure technical wrestler, but Daniels may have the power advantage in this contest.
I'm not certain that Daniels has the power advantage. He has the height advantage, I'm sure. Doug Williams looks better put together at this point, John.
Williams, very sound technique there. Reverses the move. Rolls up 1, 2. Just for 2 count. I think that threw Chris Daniels off his game momentarily there.
It will do, John. He wasn't expecting it, but let's be fair. Chris Daniels is a great wrestler. He knows where he is around that ring at all times. He knows all he has to do is reach for that rope and the pin or cover will be broken.
Daniels getting slightly riled up there by the fan response to him. I know that the fans respect Daniels as an athlete, but he's aligned himself with the old school. And that is a cardinal sin in the eyes of the FWA faithful.
Hey, let's face it, Chris Daniels is no fan favourite and neither is the old school, but let's face it again. That doesn't matter, John Atkins. We've had this discussion before. When it comes right down to it, it doesn't help you to have the fans when you've got to pin your opponent's shoulders to that mat for the 1, 2 and 3.
Williams powers out, goes for the cover. Just a 1 count, barely a 1 count actually.
Daniels is too good, John. He's not going to be pinned by a shoulder block.
Doug Williams struggles to get a move there.
Revolution, no, please. Let's see, John. Let's see how smart that man, the fallen angel, is. He's scouted that move. He's wrestled Doug Williams before.
Fallen angel there. Certainly he's done his homework tonight. Both men lock up now. Fallen angel with a headlock. Wrenching it in.
Daniels, nice headlock takedown. The reversal from Doug Williams, a great technical wrestler. Anytime you put Doug Williams in a hold, he'll find a way to reverse it, John Atkins. But the same can be said for the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. This truly will come down to the wire, John.
Both guys great technical wrestlers. Williams rolls into the front face lock there. Daniels, I believe, sorry.
And finally, the fans showing some respect to Daniels.
Well, as I said, Don Charles, the fans respect great wrestling, but they've got no time for the old school.
The old school are great wrestlers. That's why they're called the old school, John. They've got the experience. The fans, however, don't have any experience. The only thing they've got experience at is being morons, just like your good self, John Atkins.
Do you ever listen to the words they say before they come out of your head? The old school, the fans have got great respect for the wrestlers in the stable. They are fantastic, experienced competitors, but they cheat. They cheat, Don Charles, and that is the plain and simple reason why the fans despise them, because they break the rules to get the advantage.
John Atkins, they do not cheat. They play leverage into their advantage. It's all about the way you look at it, John. It's all about your own point of view. And I personally believe, from my point of view, that Chris Daniels is going to walk away the FWA champion.
Look at that man. Look at that man. Dean Ayers, the twisted genius. He's wearing a neck brace. Just another example of how the old school cheat to win. But why is he wearing a neck brace? Because he got caught out by the wonder kid Jonny Storm.
He didn't get caught out. What happened was Dean Ayers was on a ring recently on the ring apron at Lights Camera Acton in London with his man Justin Richards at ringside talking strategy, and Jonny Storm viciously attacked him with the chair, John. He should have sued Jonny Storm for grievous bodily harm. He really should have done.
An unprovoked attack, was it, Don Charles?
It was completely unprovoked. Dean Ayers never did a single thing wrong.
You and I both know that that isn't true.
He's wearing that neck brace out there simply because Jonny Storm is a hoodlum. Just like Doug Williams. Let's face it, Doug Williams is a hoodlum. He's an anarchist, John Atkins. And let's face it, anarchists don't make good champions. A fallen angel, however, would not make a great champion. Of course he would, John Atkins.
I think you just answered your own question there. But that said, the anarchist Doug Williams has been a great champion. He's a great representative for the FWA. And a fantastic wrestler to boot. And he plays by the rules. And that is why he's one of the most popular men in the company.
But you've got to admit, John Atkins, 1, 2! Whew, that was a close one there. You've got to admit, however good Doug Williams is, Chris Daniels.
I'll say no such thing. What I will say is that both men evenly matched in the ring, and it might go down to who's on the outside of the ring. And if Ayers gets involved, I will not be best pleased.
You may not be best pleased, you may not be best anything, John Atkins, but at the end of the day, if Chris Daniels walks out of here with the belt, Dean Ayers will have done his job.
Daniels ducks.
Revolution! Yes! See how smart Daniels is! He scouted the Revolution, we saw it once before, he realised it was coming again and used an inverted atomic drop. And back to a neck breaker on that neck of Doug the Anarchist Williams, John.
Yep, swinging neck breaker takes Doug Williams out of the match for a little while, I'm sure. Daniel stays on him, stomping him into the mat. Vicious boots there.
And now we see Daniels taking it into gear, slowing it down, bringing it back down to his pace of match, and slowly wrenching the life out of Doug Williams' head and neck. Very smart man. He's working that same head and neck area, John. You cannot take it away from Chris Daniels.
I'm not going to take anything away from Chris Daniels, and so far this has been a great match, Don Charles. And it's been fairly contested for the most part.
That's it, you heard it right there. Old school, baby. That's what matters, and that's what's going to come out on top here tonight, John. The old school. You can chalk another one up for the old school. 1, 2, yeah. Oh.
Daniels with a cover, slightly frustrated now that he's not able to put Williams away.
He's going for that choke, maybe in desperation. He's got 5 seconds to break it, John. It's not illegal until he's disqualified.
I didn't say a thing, Don Charles, but you know how I feel about chokeholds. Chris Daniels with the upper hand now in this contest.
Oh! Excellently done. Working that windpipe part of the neck again of Doug Williams. He's taken away that windpipe.
That's right, the trachea, as the scientific name for the windpipe is. Certainly.
And once again, the dictionary that John Atkins swallowed before he came to do commentary makes an appearance here on FWA Classics.
1, 2 count there for the fallen angel. And better to swallow a dictionary, Don Charles, than a dozen steak kidney pies.
I may have eaten all the pies, John.
You didn't just eat all the pies, you ate the man who was selling them as well by the looks of things. Let's call the action. Chris Daniels there, trapping Williams in the corner.
I'd be maybe placing a phone call to Chris Daniels myself later on this evening, John Atkins, to maybe come and take you out. He can be hired by Charming Don Charles instead of the old school to come and take John Atkins out in that ring. How do you feel about that, John Atkins?
Let's get back to the action, please. Oh! Williams gets out of the corner just in time. Daniels hits the turnbuckles. Whips off the ropes. Atticus with a nice knee to the midsection there.
No!
If he hits it, it could be over. No! Just a suplex. Can he get the cover?
He hooks that leg. Come on, Chris.
Yes. 2 count there for the Anarchist.
Look how resilient the Fallen Angel is, John. Look how great this man is. How can you tell me he's not going to walk away winning this match tonight, John? Come on. Let's be fair. And look how illegal this is. Closed fist to the head of Chris Daniels. He's only got a 5 count to be in that corner. Steve Linsky should have disqualified him by now, John. Let's be fair about this.
They look like forearms to me, nonetheless. Nonetheless there, Daniels turning this match around.
Come on, Chris. Go for that cover, mate. Come on, you can do this, Chris. Go for that cover, Chris. Come on. Yes. 1, 2, new champ. No.
Not a new champion on this case. On this occasion, both men taking a lot of punishment. Williams probably taken the bulk of the offense in this match. Daniels on top at this stage.
Beautiful side suplex. Look at the quality of that suplex, John. You can't beat the quality of that suplex, and neither can Doug Williams. And he's about to tap out to this crossface.
Chris Daniels may well get a submission. That's an incredibly painful move, and you can see, we can see the bottom half of his face. Williams looks to be in an awful lot of pain, just blindly reaching out for the ropes. But look at that. Dean Ayers there. Dean Ayers. What was he doing there? He had no business being so close to the ropes.
He's a manager. That's what he's there to do. He's there to help his wrestler any way he can, John Atkins.
What a worthless human being he is. What a pathetic specimen. Nice
1, 2, and 3.
Fisherman suplex, hooked the leg. Just got the 2 count there. Chris Daniels.
He's not a pathetic human being, John Atkins. He's a great wrestling manager. He's doing his job out there.
I'm sorry, Don Charles, but he's a leech. Chris Daniels, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. He doesn't need Dean Ayers to break the rules for him.
He doesn't need him, but hey, what an advantage to have that man out there in your corner.
Certainly got some great wrestling knowledge, I'll give you that. Williams able to get the boot up there, and again.
Daniels going to the well once too often. Oh no, he got crunched, John. He should be disqualified. Doug Williams should be disqualified for that. That's a blatant low blow in front of the referee, John Atkins.
It was absolutely not blatant, it was purely accidental. And Dean Ayers again putting his oar in, no need for that whatsoever.
He's just egging his man on a little, John, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't seem to complain when the fans do it for your boy, your Anarchist, your top professional. And he's now coming back with those forearms, though, John.
Anarchist with a couple of big forearms. Whips Daniels off the ropes, plants him face first.
Flapjack there. Daniels is down. Could be a knee drop, bum scared. Yes, John, he is.
Big knee drop for the Anarchist. That's it.
Kick
1,
out.
2.
Kick out. Yes. Yes.
Welcome back to FWA Classics. Before the break, we saw the Anarchist hit one of his trademark signature maneuvers, the bomb scare knee drop. Somehow, Chris Daniels...
1, 2, 3.
Somehow Chris Daniels able to kick out, and somehow there, Doug Williams able to kick out. Both these guys have taken some incredibly devastating maneuvers that would put many of their other opponents away. But there's so much on the line here in this contest. Both guys have kicked out. Doug Williams now slamming.
Here it comes, John. Here it comes, the ascension to heaven. The most picture-perfect moonsault I've ever seen. And yes, he lands it.
Hits it. It might be over.
1, 2, and 3. No!
Just the 2 count there. The Anarchist not going to give up the belt. He's finding inner strength there. He probably didn't know he had, and I'm so impressed. The Anarchist really doing the FWA proud on this occasion.
John Atkins, he was so close for winning that belt for the old school. He could taste it in his mouth. Oh, double clothesline, both men down now, John.
Both guys had the same idea, and just look at the anarchist there, lying. Look at the look on his face, sheer exhaustion. This match taken so much out of both men.
How much can either man have left in their fuel tank, John? Diaz concerned about his man, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, the man I believe that will be walking out with a British heavyweight title tonight, John.
That remains to be seen. Both men exchanging blows in the centre of the ring. Ooh, Williams went behind. Daniels caught him, luckily.
Sunset flip, 1, 2.
And they roll it. 1, 2, reverse. 1, 2.
Yes.
Daniels.
No.
Williams. What a fast-moving series of covers that was. Either man could have come out on top as it was.
Well, no, chaos theory. Chris Daniels realised, reversed it, whipped in.
Daniels in the corner. Williams with the...
No! Revolution!
DDT!
Revolution, John. Chris is down.
Revolution DDT. Daniels might be out of it, but what is AS doing at ringside? If Williams covers it, it's all over.
No! Come on, Chris. Yes, Chris. Well done, Chris. You're the man. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do this.
Williams hit his trademark move, the Revolution DDT, but didn't have the strength to cover Chris Daniels in time. Daniels able to recover just enough to kick out, but still, that move has taken a lot out of him.
It wasn't a full cover. He couldn't hook that leg. He couldn't put pressure on those shoulders. All he did was drape that arm over. John Atkins, both men are out of it at this stage. And yes, the angel wings. He hits it, John.
Angel wings from Daniels. It's all over. 1.
Yes, new champ.
2 9/10 there. That was the closest near fall I've ever seen. Chris Daniels hit the angel wings. His finishing maneuver. Williams somehow able to kick out. The belt means so much to him. The belt means so much.
German, come on, Chris, hit this German, please. No, God, no. No, God, no, please.
You're panting like a dog here, Charles. Give it up. Williams with a...
No, the chaos. 1, 3, no!
Doug Williams retains the belt against Chris Daniels, the fallen angel.
Chris Daniels was cheated here tonight, John. Diaz is living. The old school must be living. This is not fair. This is not fair, John.
Successful title defense from the anarchist Doug Williams. Over to Nick London and Tony Giles.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. That was an absolutely stellar contest. We'll be joining Tony Giles very shortly. But let's take a look at the post-match action. I mean, absolutely, as you can see, the fans were excited to have seen the first defense of Doug Williams to the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, and a lot of tension was in the air shortly afterwards. As you can see right from this shot, fallen angel Christopher Daniels was irate, and Diaz could do nothing but apologise to his temporary member of the Old School Alliance. Now, I'd like to take this moment just to remind you of next week's matches. We've got Jody Fleisch taking on Phil Flash Barker. Jack Sabian will try to continue his winning ways against the Americans when he takes on Easy Money. And the Sinister Family will defend the tag team titles against the team of the show stealer Alex Shane and Nikita. But back to this post-match, we thought it was all going to erupt all over again, but Doug the Anarchist Williams was offering the hand. It looked for a moment that the fallen angel Christopher Daniels was going to try and steal the title belt right there, but sense prevailed all, and there is the handshake.
I'd like to introduce somebody here who is going to do for us a public workout.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you back now to Hotwired 2003 that emanated live from the Boxbourne Civic Hall in preparations for a future battle with the man mountain known as Birchall. The Duke of Danger and Simmons would give everyone a public workout to prove that they were capable of taking down the rookie phenom. Now, Tony, tonight we are scheduled for the Duke of Danger's return to his horrendous arm injury that we've seen several months back. The Duke of Danger is coming back for what is being called a public workout. Now, the Duke of Dane has been immensely tight about this, as this past weekend, I was actually at one of his very, very illustrious tea parties, and couldn't tell me anything. And I'm Nick London, usually I know absolutely everything that's going on. So, I'm not quite sure what to expect, Tony.
Tight-lipped. I mean, if he's not telling you, I mean, I had nothing to do with the Duke of Danger whatsoever. If you don't know, I certainly don't. What are we going to see? He's asked these four peasants, as he calls them, to come to the ring.
Oh, absolutely. These peasants are courtesy of Hampton Court Peasant Farm, and surely these men will be right for the plucking from the Duke of Danger himself.
But, I mean, Nick, he's asked for some peasants. What does he plan to do with the peasants?
Well, I'd beat them within an inch of their life, I'd bloody imagine.
Is that fair? Is that right?
Absolutely. It's a huge opportunity for these feathered birds. I mean, look at them. Peasant number one is up to the plate.
Peasant number one?
Yes, peasant number one.
Buttercup Dabney. Who does the Duke think he is?
Well, if I had a maid like her, I'd be getting dabbed all the time.
Scoundrel Smasher there.
Oh, the Scoundrel Smasher!
What are we witnessing?
We've just seen the Scoundrel Smasher on peasant number one, Tony. That was fantastic. The Scoundrel Smasher.
Peasant number two.
Right, now peasant number two up. Let's see if he gets a little better look against the Duke of Danger.
Oh, Nick, the Duke seems to be faltering a little bit. Maybe he came back from his injury just
Of course, these peasants are farm fresh, Tony. You know, they're a bit organic, a bit unclean,
maybe the Duke's come back a little bit early, but... Oh, no. No, it would appear that peasant number two isn't quite as sweet smelling for the Duke. I can't believe this, Nick.
Okay, Tony, don't get upset, okay? This is a serious public work. And here we go, up top, and... Oh, down!
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Swine Buster.
The Swine Buster! Oh, Virgil is in trouble. Come up, rising, Tony.
I mean, Nick, there's no doubt in the Duke of Danger's wrestling skills. I just don't see any point in this. What does this prove?
But look, peasant number three's coming up. I'm sure the Duke of Danger has an even better move in mind. Scoundrel Smashers, Swine Busters.
They are filthy.
He's having the peasant manicure before he does a public workout.
Look,
What is the FWA thinking? I mean, I know the Duke may have money, he may have the backing of some powerful people. What in the heck does this have to do with wrestling?
Tony, you are so heartless. Do you not appreciate the fact that those nails can be absolutely devastating? That was fantastic. What the? Oh, look at that!
It's not opening.
Perfect. That is the Peasant Dreams.
Peasant dreams.
Oh my lord! It's like Duke of Danger's been going through his Christmas parties. The peasant dreams.
So we've had three peasants. We've had Peasant Dreams, the Swinebuster,
Yeah, and the Scoundrels.
and the Scoundrel Session. Oh, how silly of me to forget.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, what's this? Wait, he's looking it up, Tony.
The Peasant Plucker.
Oh, Peasant Plucker! My lord, the Duke of Danger is an executed.
He's gone for the Pheasant Plucker, and he's holding it on. He's holding it on, and now Simmons has laid the boot. But Nick, I
What's
can
he
see
doing here?
Dean Ayers. I can see Dennis, and when you see Dean Ayers, you know that Birchall's not far away.
Whom the bell tolls.
Nick,
No,
is he here tonight? This would be a godsend if he is here tonight.
But Virgil's not scheduled
You
to
can
be
look at
here.
the running order
It don't
all
matter
you want. If Dean Ayers is here, then the man Birchall is never far away.
Joke! Run! Run, Joke! It's Virgil!
Here is the man.
Virgil!
The Duke of Danger will be facing a British uprising to the man mounted, known simply as Birchall.
It's too early, Tony! It's too early! Virgil's not meant to be here! Oh my God, no! And as DNS will usually say, he won't be held responsible for any broken bones, but the peasants are on top of Virgil! Kill him!
I mean, the peasants have been paid by the Duke of Danger to obviously do the Duke's bidding, but the peasants are no match for Birchall.
What an
Just
opportunity!
throw it off. I mean, look at the Duke. Look at how scared the Duke is. Well, pleasant number one, I think that was. Just booted to the outside by Birchall.
What an opportunity for these peasants if they can take out Birchall, but unfortunately it's not looking likely with a Northern Line suplex like that. Because that means peasant...
Birchall picks him up once
Oh,
again.
good
Nick,
God!
here he
If you've only
goes.
just joined us,
Oh my word!
peasant number 2 has just died.
Peasant number 2 dead in the ring. Peasant number 4. It looks as though Birchall has got his eyes firmly set. And what is he?
Oh my God! He takes him once, he takes him twice, and oh my Lord!
Jack, have you ever seen anything like that? Birchall with a standing one-man moonsault. Nick Birchall can do it all. The Duke should be cacking his drawers.
Oh my God! He just hit that terrifying move, and now peasant. I can't remember which number he is, but there's 2 peasants left, and Birchall's going for the kill, Tony.
Birchall is definitely out for blood. He is out for something to.
Oh,
Birchall's got 2
oh
men.
my God!
There are 2 men on his
Birchall,
back.
put it down!
Oh,
not
my
like that!
Nick.
Oh,
2
no.
men and Birchall's not done.
Oh,
A perfect standing moonsault. I cannot believe the skills of Birchall as once again standing shooting star press. The Duke has nowhere left to run, nowhere left to hide. British uprising 2. The Duke will face Birchall once and for all.
The Duke of Danger and Simmons will take on Birchall.
Simmons! FWA British Uprising 2! You will be entering this ring at your own risk. Mr. Birchall and Mr. Ayers accept no responsibility for any broken bone!
Oh, Tony, there is no God. Birchall just came out here and he just ate 4 peasants in the middle of the ring. And the Duke of Danger and Simmons, that's what they've got to look forward to.
There is no time left for Hampton Court. Uprising 2. Birchall is coming. Up next, Jonny Silver.
Let's check out the FWA Aftermath. And ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the reasons why the Duke of Danger and Simmons were ducking and diving Birchall for months at a time. It was meant to be the Duke of Danger's public workout, but it became ground zero for the man mountain known as Birchall. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an awesome edition of FWA Classics. Make sure you join us next week when you'll get to see one of the most hardcore contests in FWA history, when the family defend the tag titles against Alex Shane and Nikita. I have been Nick London. Thank you and good night.
FWA.
This week's FWA Classics Fact of the Week: Doug Williams successfully defended his FWA Heavyweight Championship against Juventud Guerrera, Chris Hamrick, the American Dragon, Christopher Daniels and James Ty in the year 2003.